Alright guys, so good morning. Here we are at Calaveras Lake, fishing the crappie wall this morning. I'm just going to hang out here for a little bit. I'm actually going to go fish off in some other areas, but I just thought I'd do a quick video. We have a lot of people that ask, how do you anchor up to the crappie wall out here at the lake? So I figured I'd just do a very quick video, and it might be about 3 minutes, hopefully not too long. And I'll kind of just show you what my setup is and how I anchor up to this crappie wall out here at Calaveras Lake. So you got to have at least probably three main things. You got to have bumpers, you need to have an anchor, and you need to have some chain link. Okay, so I'll kind of show you how I have my setup here. So you need some bumpers, and hopefully you can kind of see what I have here. I've got 4 bumpers set up all through the side of my boat. What I went ahead and did is I installed cleats everywhere where I want to install my bumper. So I've got 4 bumpers on here. Okay, so you need bumpers to make sure that your wall doesn't take a beating, or not your wall, that your boat doesn't take a beating off of this wall. Especially in the summer, you get a lot of south wind. So when the wind's blowing from the south, it's going to be pushing your boat up against this wall. So you want to make sure you have some sort of protection. As you can kind of see right now, a boat also drove by. So any boats that drive by here very fast, pretty close, it's going to create a pretty good wake. So it's definitely going to push your boat up against this wall. So make sure you guys have some protection. Like I said, I've got 4 bumpers set up, and it starts in the front and it basically runs towards the rear. Maybe eventually I'll put one back on this side. I didn't put one, and I stayed out here one day when it was real windy, and I don't know how well you can see it, but my boat actually did take some damage. All right, so first thing, gotta have bumpers. Second thing, like I said, try and get yourself some chain. You don't need a lot of chain, maybe about 4 feet. So I've got some chains set up in the front, and the back, and I have some chains set up in the front over there. The chain I also have set up to some carabiner clips on the cleats where I have my bumpers. So you want to have 2 chains, like I said, front and back. It only has to be probably, like I said, maybe about 4 feet. You don't need it to hit the bottom on the other side. You just need enough chain so that your anchor is sitting on the other side. So what I have as far as my anchors, that's what I got, guys. It's just like a 10-foot anchor. It's nothing terribly heavy, and you'll kind of see how far down it sits on that wall. So it's barely under the water. So a 10-pound anchor. I have an 18-foot Carolina skiff. It's a good sized boat. The 10-pound anchors on the front and the back is more than enough to hold this boat in place. This boat is not going to go anywhere. I've seen even bigger boats with the same size anchors, and it holds them pretty well. That's basically all that you need. The only other thing to kind of keep in mind, guys, if you're out here on the wall, and if that wind starts to pick up, if you're out here and that wind starts picking up, over 12 miles an hour, especially from the south, your boat's going to be rocking back and forth a lot. And then especially if you get some boaters that kind of zoom by real fast, the combination of the wind along with the wake that's being created, it's going to rock your boat all over the place. I really recommend, if that wind hits about 15 miles an hour and it's coming from the south, I personally would recommend you just get off this wall. Seen a lot of boats sink out here. Some has to be a combination of weather, maybe a malfunction of the boat also. But I can tell you, when it gets real windy out here, especially with that south wind, it's best to just get off this wall. It's not safe. Your boat's going to take a beating. So just get off, go find a cove elsewhere to go fish, but don't be fishing here. If you stay here, I guarantee you your boat's going to take some damage. And especially with that wind blowing from the south, when you want to get off the wall, there's so much waves pushing your boat back into it, it makes just getting off of the wall very, very hard. And I've seen a lot of boats take damage as they're trying to get off of this wall when it's real windy. So just real quick, guys, like I said, real fast video. I don't know, I might have hit maybe 5 minutes, but this is the setup that I have. If you guys want to fish out here at the crappie wall, by all means. It's pretty good in the summertime. You know, wintertime people fish for cats, but have some way to anchor your boat. So this is, like I said, the setup that I have. Kayakers, I've seen kayakers come out here. Sometimes they do the same thing, they just have one anchor. It doesn't have to be, you know, 10 pounds. I've seen them do it with 5 pounds. They have the same setup. They just kind of toss it over the wall. I've actually even seen some kayakers put their kayak directly onto the wall, and I'll kind of show you where they can do it. So as you kind of follow this wall, you'll see there's barriers set up. I don't know what that is, maybe every 30 feet. But there's a divider right here. I've seen kayakers come and they'll actually pick their boat up off the water and they'll just sit it right there. All right here. Just kind of out of everybody's way. So that's another way for you kayakers who come out here. I've seen them do that. I know I've had a couple of you guys ask questions. The other option for kayakers, as you're facing the wall on the far right side, it's a lot easier. I've seen kayakers just come up and they'll all just kind of tie off to these rocks, and they'll leave their kayaks there. They'll leave their kayaks, they'll come off, they'll find a spot on the wall, and they'll go fish. So yeah, guys, just, you know, a couple of tips. Hopefully helps you guys out. And if you guys have any questions, leave a comment. I'll try and get back to you guys as quick as I can. So yeah, fishing solo today. See how we do. We're gonna fish the wall, probably fish the kayak launch, drop some jugs for some catfish. So yeah, we'll see how we do, guys. All right, later.